Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from asortofinterestinglife.com. You're joining me on board good old narrowboat Tilly, and today we're going to talk about YouTube. As many of you will know, YouTube is something that I'm a huge fan of, to put it mildly, and really in this video I wanted to give you a proper general behind the scenes look and a bit of my equipment and how I do my videos, which we'll get to a little bit later on. But before that, I'd just like to share a few thoughts on YouTube as a whole. So, one of the things that I was absolutely fascinated to realise and discover when I was thinking about ideas to put in this video was the fact that when I look back when I was first on YouTube, it was 2006, and I'd be posting just random games related stuff and driving a remote controlled car all over me nan and granddad's house, all sorts of completely random things like that. But when I look back and think, hang on, that was 2006. It's literally coming up to a decade of being on YouTube and YouTube existing, which I just think firstly is an incredible thought, because I still consider it such a new thing and such a, wow, this is completely new and we're on the cutting edge. Yet even little old Dan on his boat has been posting videos to YouTube for 9 years now. And that was the first thing that I just could not believe when I was looking back. But equally, it's amazing as time goes on and I look at my old videos and then look at the more recent stuff, and you can sort of chart my own life of what I was up to and what I was interested in. Not only is it fascinating to look back in terms of the sort of personal history element, but it's also fascinating to see that as technology's gone on and, well, a decade has passed, it's now easier than ever to get on YouTube, and it's quicker than ever to put these videos together and so on. But how my life has been and how my hobby of YouTube has grown has meant that rather than technology getting better and quicker and easier, meaning that I spend less time doing YouTube, I actually spend more time than ever either planning videos, putting videos together and editing and filming and all that sort of stuff. And the basic principle behind that is, as technology's got more advanced, and I mean something like the iPod, it's literally able to film, edit and upload videos direct from something this small, and it does it way faster than I could have ever imagined a computer doing anything back when I was first YouTubing in 2006. And then when you look at something now such as the iPad that I'm recording this on, it's absolutely unbelievable like how quick that does stuff and how it can literally process videos and edit videos in no time at all. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's a couple of minutes to export a 25-minute video file, and the times and speeds that I never could have imagined. Yet, because technology has got to that level, it's now letting me film these massive 25-minute long videos. I mean, the last video I put together before recording this was the 49-minute video on the original trip back home on the boat, which, as you can imagine, if I was trying to do that back in the old days, it would have taken weeks upon weeks upon weeks, possibly months to put together and edit, and I would have probably had cameras that still had tape in them, and I literally don't even know how I would have done it. And then to try and share it with the world, it would have just been impossible unless I had a very basic website set out and sent everybody a videotape or a DVD if they asked for one. So that's something that I think is just genuinely incredible, and the way that YouTube has come on and technology has enabled YouTube, like broadband alone, is unbelievable in what it's meant for, well, obviously not just stuff like YouTube, but all of life. And it's incredible when I look back and think, God, the stuff that I do now would have literally been impossible to do back then. And when I think about time lapses and videos like that I will literally have maybe 25 minutes video footage that I then just press a button now on a laptop, and in seconds, well, not even seconds, practically as soon as you lift your finger off the mouse button, that's now being compressed into 2 minutes of footage, and it's about zipping down the canal and it looks great. And it's just those sorts of things that would have taken forever, just hours upon hours, even on the old laptop that I used to have that was only a couple of years old. And now I'm able to stand here and, like I say, put together these boat life documentaries that have literally dozens and dozens and dozens of clips in them, taken from literally hundreds of photos and hundreds of video recordings. And it's just, well, as you can probably guess from the way I'm talking, I just love YouTube, and I've always loved putting these videos together. And the fact now that there's 130,000 people a month tuning in and watching these videos is just incredible. And as I've said so many times, I cannot thank you all enough for the support. It is unbelievable. And when I look back again to 2006, 2009, when I was first starting some really sort of complex videos of astronomy, and I was filming in different locations and had scripts and all sorts of things going on, and it was amazing and I was loving it. But I'd post these videos that I'd been working on for like maybe a couple of weeks and nobody would watch them. There's still videos that I think are some of the best videos that I've ever put together, certainly with the technology at the time, and even years later they're struggling to hit 1,000 views. But I absolutely loved it back then and I love it now, and the fact that so many people are tuning in and joining me on this crazy journey on the boat and all the rest of it is just the icing on the cake. I apologise for the break in the video there, as it was getting extremely warm on the boat. I've had to properly let the door be open and let some of the heat out for a little bit. But anyway, back onto the actual topic. As I was saying, I cannot believe that there can be a situation arising where there's like 1 million views in 11 months and things like that on this channel. It's literally unbelievable. And I've said this so many times to the point that you're all probably sick of hearing it, but thank you all so much, because as I say, I've been posting videos and doing this for a decade now, and the fact that in the last couple of years so many people have suddenly just tuned in and started watching, and all the messages I get, and it really is unbelievable, and it's truly humbling. And like I say, in real life there's people walking past the boat and shouting, "Oh Dan, oh, I've seen your videos," and people going past on boats. And I mean, at work the other weekend, I did 3 days over the weekend, and every single day a complete stranger came up to me and shook me hand and said, "Oh, I've seen your videos on YouTube, I thought it was you." And it's like, I'm just going about, I'm literally just filling shelves in a supermarket at my normal job, and there's random people coming up going, "Oh, I've seen you on YouTube," and they'll be here on holiday or travelling around, and it's just unbelievable. As I've said so many times, just thank you very much. How bizarre is that? This seems like a good opportunity to start to try and segue into the proper behind the scenes element of this video that I really wanted to get stuck in with. And I firstly would just like to talk a little bit more about the messages and all the comments and all that sort of stuff, because it is just incredible. And as I say, I've always tried to respond to every comment that I get and so on. Then as it started to get more and more and more, I was like, well, at the very least, I'm going to try and read everything that I get. But now, between, obviously, YouTube, I mean, last 28 days on YouTube, it's been like 635 comments. So that's not too bad. I can just about handle that. And I sit down and spend a couple of hours every now and then trying to respond to everything. And YouTube is where I'm really focusing my efforts and energy, because I really like the way that people will watch these videos and then write a comment, and it's like a proper conversation of almost perfectly of me starting the conversation in the video and then it carrying on with people directly responding to that on the video, and then I can go back and obviously start responding and replying to people there. But in terms of Facebook and things like that, it's, well, if you consider that not only is there YouTube, there's Facebook, the Facebook page and my own actual Facebook profile, then there's the Narrowboat Lad Facebook page as well, for anybody who likes the books. Yes, there really is one that I don't really post much there, but you can like it if you wish. But then, on top of that, there's Twitter, there's Instagram, and all sorts of other things. I mean, even stuff like Tumblr and Pinterest, and there's so many things and so many areas now that it's just totally overwhelming. So basically, on Tumblr, as many of you will know, there's no sort of comment system on the website where I post like the pictures and the videos and so on. So that's one thing that's keeping the workload down manageable. There's literally nothing over there. But when it comes to Facebook messages, I'm afraid that I've had to make the decision to just say, right, I'm afraid I just can't respond anymore, because even going back a good few months now, quite a while ago now, I started to try and count down the list to see how many actual unread messages I had. And this is just on my actual Facebook profile. Never mind the page, which I know has got, I think, about 109 unread messages at the minute. It's literally impossible levels to deal with now. And certainly impossible for one person to deal with, as well as actually trying to do all these videos and go to work and have a job and live an actual life. But a couple of months ago, I went through, because on your Facebook page, as some of you might know, when you get to 99 messages or above, it just goes to a 99 plus symbol on the message notification thing. So it's always just stuck at that. And it has been for probably over a year now on my Facebook profile. Just constantly messages, unread, 99 plus. So I started to scroll down and scroll down and scroll down, and counting them all, I got to 300, and then I just gave up because there was just no end in sight. And that's the real thing that I just don't like, because people are taking time to send me messages and people are taking time to get in touch and all this, and I literally have got to the point where I literally cannot respond to everybody. And when you start dealing with literally, I mean, you take that between Facebook, my profile, just the ones I know of 300 plus messages, then 100 plus on the Facebook page, that's already 400 messages. It's probably nearer to 1,000 unread messages the way that it's going, because obviously every day more are added to that list. And there's some people who send me loads of messages and then start to get really annoyed when I don't respond, and then I'll randomly see and catch something will catch my eye as I'm scrolling down the list saying, well, you're blah blah blah, and then they start telling me how bad I am and how I'm the worst person ever and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I really feel guilty, because anybody who spends time watching these videos or actually being active enough and wanting to get in touch properly, I really can't thank you enough. It's unbelievable. There's people from all over the world who get in touch with me, and I have tried to respond to everybody, but like I say now, it's at the point where it's literally 400 unread messages, and I unfortunately just cannot get around to them. So I can only apologise. Please don't take it personally. I'm still trying to respond to some messages just to keep some sort of flow going, but there's still far more messages that I cannot respond to than I can respond to reasonably in any given day. So thank you so much. I just want to make sure that nobody's thinking, oh, I'm ignoring them specifically, because I'm really not. And as I say, as you can probably imagine, when you start to see, and every now and then I'll click on a message and it'll be like a huge message that somebody spent a lot of time writing, and then my immediate thing is to firstly send a message saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I haven't seen this, right, I'll just send you this quick reply just to say I'm not ignoring you, and I'll get back to you later on. And then it ends up that I start sending multiple messages to people to try and catch up and to try and hopefully make them feel better that I haven't responded for maybe 4 months to something they've written. And again, it's something that I feel incredibly guilty about. I did recently update my little cover photo on Facebook saying I couldn't respond to messages, just to try and hopefully stop people spending a lot of time sending me messages and things. But again, I don't want to come across like I don't want people sending me messages, because it really does mean the world to me that see, I'm stuttering and stammering. Basically, as I've said so many times, to have a problem that is hundreds of people from around the world each month are sending me messages and trying to get in touch, and I can't deal with it, is unbelievable. That's something that can be considered an issue and a problem, and something that I unfortunately can't deal with. And yet it's literally the most humbling, most inspiring and most motivating thing to keep these videos coming, and to try and make the boat life documentaries better than ever, and try and get more stuff that people are suggesting to me, like the time lapses and more scenery and all these things that people are asking. It's that level of support, and seeing all these messages constantly like ding, 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 and sometimes my phone just running out of battery in the space of about 6 hours while I'm at work, because while I'm away and actually doing proper work and not looking at my phone, it'll just be like Twitter, Facebook, Facebook pages, Twitter, and it's just unbelievable. So thank you so much. Anyway, that's just my apology and my massively over-the-top way of trying to say please don't be offended. But again, who could have ever predicted or imagined that a situation like that would have happened? Certainly not me. Like I say, when I was spending days, weeks and hours upon hours putting videos together and then posting them and seeing it maybe struggle to get to 100 views, but it was all part of the fun, and so I carried on doing it, and now this is the bizarre situation that's arisen. So again, thank you. Moving properly into the behind the scenes level, I think what we'll do now is cut to a few clips of the general equipment and things that I use, and then join me back on the boat to sum it up and talk a little bit more about YouTube and so on. And yeah, let's dive in. When it comes to the equipment that I use for filming, I like to keep it very simple, nothing too fancy here. I have an iPod Touch, which does the vast majority of filming. I've got an iPad, which does the vast majority of editing, and you can connect obviously those two together either via a cable or wirelessly. You can transfer things. Of course, I've also got the phone that I am recording this on, which is an iPhone, which means that all of these three main cameras can easily interact with each other and pass footage and photos between each other wirelessly, which is definitely handy. And I've also, for more extreme things, got this lovely old GoPro, which then for kayaking or biking I've got the chest mount and also the head strap. So that's the basic overview. An iPad, an iPod and an iPhone and the GoPro, and that's pretty much where everything comes from. I also use some of these little portable battery packs which you can charge via solar panels and so on, which obviously then you can obviously plug in and connect up so you can give yourself a little bit of extra charge. Beyond the simple things of the actual cameras, I don't really have much at all in terms of equipment. The only real extra equipment I have really is something like this simple tripod adapter to slot the iPod into when I'm filming on top of the boat. And recently, on top of this tripod, again this is a nice simple basic tripod that I think was maybe around £20 or so from Argos, a classic sort of British catalogue high street shop. What I've got on top of here though is a quad lock tripod mount, and on the back of my phone you can see I've got a quad lock case on here which has various mounts such as the tripod mount, which means that I've got one on my bike which I can obviously connect to and see what's going on while I'm biking. But if I can get this in focus this time, then basically the quad lock case fits into all of the quad lock accessories, so you can get these for other phones and so on, for example. If I just do this, it's awkward with my left hand, but how quickly and how simply was that attached there. So you can see immediately you have then got a tripod mounted phone as well, which is always handy for steady filming. When it comes to tripod mounting, there's one other thing that I do which is very amusing to some people, and this is how I do a lot of the filming on the boat from my standard sort of boat filming angle. As you can see here, the tripod mount is literally sellotaping the entire thing to the wall, and that is how I film all of these introductions and bits to camera when I'm stood here waving my arms around wildly and so on. When it comes to the actual uploading of videos, that's the only real sort of missing piece of the jigsaw in terms of what I can't do from the boat. I can respond to comments and do all that stuff in general over the air and from my iPad and on my phone, but the actual upload is unfortunately something that still locks me to this place, my old bedroom at my mum's house. And basically when I bike into work, I will leave videos uploading there. I do still pay for the internet, so that's something that I leave just uploading there. And then, once the videos are uploaded, you'll see that they all go into the sort of video manager section in a sort of purgatory, where you can see here you've got all of these publish buttons that then I can either from the iPad or from my phone just be in the middle of nowhere on the boat up a mountain, press the magic publish button, and as you're seeing now it'll just process and publish and then go live to the world. And that is the best thing that YouTube has done for a long time, is add that feature of being able to upload videos and then publish at a later date. It's that upload at any given moment and then publish at a completely separate moment that allows me to keep the videos coming in a nice constant even flow. I mean, when I look back at the old days, I think there's some days that I'd post 5 videos in a row and they would just be left uploading, and it'd be like, right, this video might take 2 hours to upload and then that'll be online. The next one might take 20 minutes to upload and then that'll be online. The next one might take 4 hours to upload and then that'll be online. So I would have to upload videos in a way that would space it just enough to give people a couple of hours, or maybe go to sleep seeing one video and wake up the next day to see a new video posted. But of course, that's not a very efficient way to do it, because it meant whenever I wanted to post a video, I would have to hop onto my bike and then literally go to my mum's house or go up to my friend's house and leave a video uploading there. Which, of course, when I had my old laptop, which is what I was editing and doing pretty much everything on before I had the iPad, unfortunately, the keyboard and mouse broke on the old laptop. So it meant when I was fetching it out to the boat and stuff, I was fetching a laptop and a keyboard and mouse with me to take basically everywhere that I wanted to go. So it wasn't a very efficient system. Whereas now, like I say, I go bike into town, go to my mum's house, get changed into my work clothes, go to work, and then while I'm at work, all of these videos are uploading somewhere in the middle of the air. But as I say, then having something like your phone where you can then go through and you can see basically any of these little blue rectangles there are videos that are uploaded but not yet viewable online. And the fact that there's so many of those that we've got here, for example, I mean, even going way back down the list for a couple of weeks ago, there's still 2 I haven't published. That means, again, standing here right now, I can press one of those buttons and it will be online in an instant. Equally, I could be walking down the towpath, I could be at my friend's house, I could be the other side of the world, and I press that button. As long as I've got a phone signal, that means I can keep the videos coming, which is something that it's just so handy and so useful, because it means that I'm not just spamming your YouTube feed with, right, Dan Brown posted this, Dan Brown posted this, Dan Brown posted this, all in one day, and then 2 weeks later having another dozen videos suddenly turn up all in one go. So that's something that I'm a big fan of, and something that's extremely useful, obviously, for stuff like this, in terms of getting stuff out to you that hopefully you'll enjoy and hopefully not boring you with one massive video after another. That seems like a handy way that I can now segue into a few thoughts on the YouTube channel going forwards. So, as many of you know, I've started Fixie Friday as a regular thing, and Tuesdays have always been the narrowboat days, so we've got Tilly Tuesday every week, a new narrowboat video, and Fixie Friday, a new bike ride video. Sunday is going to be the day that videos like this are posted, like a lot of talking to camera, whether that's the Dan Brown monologues talking about things, or whether it's me talking about childhood stories, as I will keep those coming every now and then. So maybe the Sunday story, if you want to give it a name. If you've got a better name for me talking at the camera about anything on a Sunday that's got a nice ring to it, then please leave that in the comments below. So really, what I'm hoping is there can be Tilly Tuesdays, Fixie Fridays, and then the Sunday story. So it's nice and neatly sort of spread out through the week. It's not piling loads of videos on one day, and hopefully the people who like the biking videos will be happy with that. The people who like the boat videos will be happy with that, and it won't just be filling up your feed with stuff that you're not interested in. When I have things like reviews to post and other random like notebook videos and things like that, I will try and post those with like the Fixie video or on the Sunday video. So for example, Sunday is also going to be the day that I post walking videos. So again, the Sunday story and the Sunday stroll. There's 2 good titles for you. So that is my general plan. Hopefully, Tuesdays for boats, Fridays for bikes, and Sunday for talking to the camera and general walking around. As always though, please do leave any suggestions or any ideas that you want me to try and film, or anything about the boat that you want to know about or want me to point the camera at, then please do let me know and I'll try and get around to that. Of course, on top of all that, I will randomly throw in extra little time-lapse videos for boating down the canal every now and then, and all of those general little bits and pieces that don't fit in anywhere else. There's plenty more to come. As you've seen, there's 6 videos uploaded already that are just waiting to be published on the phone. There's another 2 videos plus this one that I've got ready to upload pretty much. And of course, there's all the stuff that I'm filming going forwards. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope this hasn't been too boring a video, because there has been an awful lot more of me talking to the camera than I expected. As I say, I just want to really say to all of the people who've sent me messages on Facebook and so on, please don't be offended. It's nothing personal if I don't get back to you individually. It's something that I really do genuinely feel very guilty about. And when I see people starting to kick off at me and starting to say nasty things. It's like, oh, this is exactly the opposite of what I want. I really do wish that I could just be like the old days and respond to every person individually and practically respond within 10 minutes to every person at some point. So thank you so much for all of the support. It is absolutely incredible. I hope that I can keep posting videos that you'll enjoy. Hope you've enjoyed having a quick look at behind the scenes and a few thoughts plucked from my head about YouTube. And, well, like I say, just the fact that it's been going on for almost a decade now, that tells you everything that you need to know about what I think about YouTube. It's a fantastic hobby. I can remember way back before the internet was really a thing, making little videos of the cat and stuff back at my old mum and dad's house on a really, really old computer. And those were good times. And the fact that now, all this time later, there's people who are actually tuning in and wanting to get in touch is the most humbling thing that I can ever imagine. Well, I could have never imagined it happening. So thank you again for absolutely everything. Until the next time, thanks for watching. Feel free to check out my other videos and subscribe if you haven't already. Loads of boating, loads of scenery and walking and kayaking and biking and goodness knows what else. Feel free also to add me personally on Facebook and Twitter, or like the Facebook page if you want to see loads of random updates from life afloat or general photos of the canal scenery. And of course, please do, if you want to help me out or want to just kill a few hours, please consider checking out my books available for the Kindle. Search Amazon for The Narrowboat Lad or find links to everything just mentioned in the description below. Until the next time, keep it YouTube worthy, keep it boat worthy, and farewell.